Hello, Greg Ortman here, golf professor. Here I am at Life Fitness Management, and today we got a treat for you. We're going to work here first in our simulator, our True Golf Simulator, our Vista 12. And once again, I want to thank Life Fitness Management for hosting this event because you're in for a real treat. Last time I talked about coming over the top. Now let me get something straight here, and let me put it to you this way. A long time ago, I was interviewed for a golf teacher, for a very respected businessman. I'm not going to say who it is. And he asked me a question. He said, well, Greg, what makes you an expert? And I kind of looked at him and I said, well, how would you define an expert? He says, well, somebody has 10,000 hours. Well, I started writing on a piece of paper. He looked at me and said, Greg, what are you doing? I said, I'm trying to sort of figure out how many times an expert I am. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, well, right now, according to my teaching calculations, it's 4 times. If you count me playing and teaching, it's 6 times. So obviously, you know the end of that story. I ended up getting the job because there's a lot of experience required to get out of the mundane comments that actually ruin our conception and picture of the golf swing. And let me show you one for example. Last time we talked about over the top. There's no such thing over the top. If there is over the top, then there must be under the bottom. So let's try and show you exactly what happens with the golf swing using this little contraption right here. Here we go. Now, if that didn't get your attention, I wanted you to pay attention to that sound. Now, here is the over-the-top move, and I'm going to show you why it happens. Here we go. Oops, sorry. Oops, sorry. Now you can see why that swing has no power. You can hear the whip when the club goes back and changes directions. So let's throw that gizmo away and bring this out. When we swing a golf club, as I just demonstrated, there's a backswing tilt, that would be the big one, and there's a bottom swing tilt, meaning when I take the club away from the ball, it goes back a little, we'll call it steeper, and it shallows out as it comes into the ball. There is no one plain swing. There is not. Why? And we're going to demonstrate that later when we go to the lab. Now we're looking at this little unit right here. Makes all the sense in the world. But why do we have to do this? Once again, here's the why. The why is because the golf club is tilted. We're not swinging an instrument like this. We're swinging an instrument with a tilt. So when I swing back, I'm going to take this view here. When I swing back, I'm pivoting on my right hip, which means I'm going to have more width, more length on the backswing, which is going to make it, now from this angle, going to make it more this way. Well, that makes sense. But what happens on the forward swing? As you'll see soon, as I make my transfer of my mass to my left hip to post the right leg and press my right foot into the ground, this is even coming down. Why? Because the weight of the club is going to swing down in a shorter, smaller, shallower angle. We swing from wide to narrow. That is the misconception. What happens when we swing this way? We're swinging from narrow to wide. And where did we go? Watch again. Where do we go? Where do we go? We go out on our toes. And when we get on our toes, the only thing we can do is with the club, I have to what? Pull back. So I graze across the golf ball. And I get weak slices, weak pushes, because there's no compression to the golf club. Golf club can't compress the ball because it's coming in at the wrong angle. It's almost like swinging something like this. We do not swing a pendulum. So here's what we're going to do here, my friends. We're going to take a 1-minute break. I got to go get the lab set up because I have a unique contraption I just made, and I'm looking forward to showing you. Be right back. Okay, everyone, I'm back here at the Swing Lab, and that happens to be me, and there's a little contraption behind me there. And, oh, by the way, you can get a copy of this. All you have to do is email me. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, Now there in the setup position, my weights and my heels. You're going to see I have a red, a yellow, and a green. Now that's a setup, weights and the heels. I want you to watch as the club goes back. It goes back in my hands. Notice how my right hip is pivot. My right hip is turning. Notice how my right knee still flexed. Let's go to the next position. The most important thing to view right now is this right here. And I took that out so that I can show you this. It's this right here. Look how close that golf club is to that yellow floaty. Important move. Here we go. Now up to the top. Now I want you to notice up at the top, I'm going to show you right now the move in order to get the golf club, if you will, shallowed out so you can come, what we'll call, under the bottom instead of over the top. Here's the move. I'm going to go slow. Oh boy, did you see it drop? Let me do that once more. Watch the club drop. The club's dropping because I'm transferring my mass to my left hip. Now watch as the club comes down. Look where the golf club head is in that position. Look where the golf club was in that position. Look where the golf club is in this position. Obviously, there's a narrowing or a shallowing of the golf club because I shifted my mass from the right hip to the left hip, as demonstrated by the last 3 lessons we had, which was the ground force pressure mat. As we come into the ball, you see the club on the right arm as it should be. As we're rotating, now here's the moment of truth. It's all rotation. You can see the left leg straightening, the right knee staying bent. Now I want you to watch where this golf ball goes. The golf ball goes, oh, it went right on my target. No, it didn't. My target line was right of that. My target is that pin or the hole. Now what that means is the ball will start out to the right because I'm swinging, here it is, watch the shaft of the club, it's coming inside the ball, swinging inside, if you will, out, club face squares up, closes, and the ball goes out with a soft little draw. And the finish, completely turned through because it completely pulled myself, the club pulled me into that position. So we'll show you that one more time here real quick. But the most important point, everybody, is this move right here. It's a squat. I'm transferring my mass. Watch. There it is. So you see the most important point. You can see the proof there and there. That's the proof of what's happening. And you can see an impact that shows us the moment of truth. Okay, let's finish up today. To get a copy of today's swing analysis, which is this, so you can study, email your name and your email to the.golf.professor4653@gmail. Now, call me or text me at 814-442-7372 to get a copy of your swing. Make an appointment. We can make an appointment to do that. Finally, last thing I want to mention today, from 11 to 3, I'm going to have a Tour Edge demo day here at the Swing Lab on Saturday the 30th. At the Swing Lab, 11 to 3 demo day, and 10% off of what you buy during the demo day, as all my demo days. So once again, if you want a copy of today's swing, here's the email. Text me for a lesson or a swing analysis, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Oh, forgot to mention, there's no such thing as muscle memory. Let's just prove that next week. See you then.